Trump's victory has already had an immense global impact, despite the fact that he doesn't take office until January. The impact can be seen through examples such as the global stock market, other countries' foreign policy, and immigration fears all across the world. What exactly will be the global impact of a Trump presidency? I decided to turn to the Bentley University and Greater Boston community to help answer this question and see what people had to say. Balance of power is a way of preserving the sovereign state system, where states act to prevent any state from becoming preponderant. When one state becomes too powerful or unwilling to comply with others, they threaten the other states' security.
Certainly thrown off in some aspects in the idea that other countries will lose trust in the United States.
That Donald Trump is an unpredictable person, so I think that there's an unpredictable future for how his presidency will affect the balance of world powers.
I'd expect to see more of a, you probably see an empowered Russia, more of a friendly relationship with the United States. At the same time, you'd probably see more pressure on European allies, perhaps more of an independent Europe per se, in terms of like NATO and other things.
The United States' recent relationship with Russia is one that resembles Cold War hostility due to Russia's controversial actions in places such as Syria and Crimea. Realists would explain such tensions due to fear, because great powers are bound to be suspicious of the other's actions. Due to the current freeze, however, Trump and Vladimir Putin seem to share great intent to cooperate, while the rationale from both sides remains unclear.
Trump and Putin have had communications already, so I think it will be an improved relationship between America and Russia.
I know Putin has expressed interest in working with Trump, but I can see, but Putin is a scary guy, and so I can see that turning into something bad, that relationship.
I think that Trump's presidency will affect America's relationship with Russia, possibly in a good way, because for so long America has had such bad perceptions of communism, so now tying what we have with what Russia has and like uniting our forces could make a good relationship.
Globalization can be defined as worldwide networks of interdependence, and neither globalization nor interdependence seem to be atop Trump's political agenda. He's condemned current U.S. trade agreements, threatened to dramatically increase taxes on American companies that invest overseas, and promised to build a wall on the Mexico border. However, economic interdependence was evident in November when the global stock markets eventually shot up after Trump's victory. Investors worldwide responded positively to having a businessman in U.S. office.
I also believe that Trump presidency will lower taxes, which will bring more companies back to the United States from overseas, which will in turn stimulate economic growth throughout the United States.
American markets are up, but if you look at it, futures and kind of Asian markets are down, so that should be something interesting to look out for over the next few years.
His thoughts on Muslims and immigrants definitely, I think, aren't unifying groups and aren't bringing anyone together, so I feel like he's just going to be splitting the world apart.
Many people, whether knowledgeable or not, have clear opinions on what kind of global impact a Trump presidency will cause. Evidently, people believe there will be positives and negatives in terms of a global scale. It is vital to connect personal narratives back to course topics as they provide essential evidence and context for specific opinions.